Hello, good evening, everyone. Good to see everyone of you here. My name is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Good to see everyone. Today it is the 18th of February 2022. It is, as usual, a Friday evening. So I hope you guys are doing great. Okay. So if you guys can hear me loud and clear, please say a hi to me in the comments. Okay. I'm very friendly. I won't bite. Okay. I'm happy to see you. So do engage with me. Okay, so right now just starting 11:32, so just wait for a few more minutes for people to stream in. Okay, so let me take a look at the comments. Okay, Han Hok, good evening. Edmund, Mimi, Amanda, Faith, Dawn, Sufyan, Kok Leong, Yen Yap, Eddie, Kik Leong. All right. So how are you guys feeling today? So the market still continue dropping, especially the index. Okay, especially the index. So how are you feeling right now? Are you guys still holding okay, fearful, or some of the stocks are deeply underwater or such? So do share with me. Do engage with me. So if you like what I'm sharing later, right, do give me a like and share as well later, because this is to tell Facebook algo that you want to see more of our content on your Facebook feed. Because if you don't give me a like or comment or share, right, Facebook will deem that you don't like our content, and next time it will not show you our Facebook feed. Okay, so I think you experienced that before, right? After a while, some of the pages that you like, right, Facebook doesn't show you the Facebook live already. So do give me at least a like, share, or comment, so that to tell Facebook that you want to see more of us in the future. Okay, Pei Wen, Jan, Marco, Xiaohon, Shuhairi, Jan, Shui, Kik Leong. All right, deep underwater, but bopian. Start thinking of strategy to handle this. Okay, so I'll share with you my opinion later. Okay, Pauline, Mark. All right, so let me go through the disclaimer first. Okay, let me go through disclaimer first. All right, so disclaimer, whatever I share today is just for education and informational purpose. It is not a recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. Alex is always wrong, so please don't copy me. Hey, by the way, not right now, only 33 likes. Just engage with me. Liking is free, doesn't cost you money. So just give me a like, you do. Okay, can? Cannot, can? Right. So my topic for today, very simple, right? So as I mentioned in my Facebook page, right? So the US market, right, continue to slide, however, right, even as the market falls, right, you can always find exceptions. So how do you find some of these, stocks or what we call equities, commodities, sectors, industry that is against the current trend right now, instead of coming down, but it is going up, okay? For those who have been with me for some time, I think you roughly should know how to do it. For those the first time, you are hearing this, right? I'm not sure how many of you are, excited to know this method. Okay, this is what I have been using. If you want to know this method, just type yes in the comments, okay? And I will share with you more later. All right. So essentially, right, I'm using this ETF.com and ETFscreen.com. Later, I'll share with you more. For those who have been following me, I think some of you might know, but it has been a while, okay, since I reshare them again and how to find the sectors and industry. But I'll reshare them again and also refresh your memory. But right now, right, I also want you guys to also subscribe to our Telegram channel and also our YouTube channel as well. So I post the link in the comments. So right now, our MarketWise Asia Telegram channel has more than about 4,005 people already. So the informations that I share, breaking news on price movement that I don't share on Facebook. So do subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel. I think along the way, I think this coming year, right, 2022, I will actually wanted to post more videos on YouTube. So it will be very encouraging if you can subscribe to our channel. Okay, so I'm building up this channel, and once again, some of the videos I might not share on Facebook as well. So let's take a look at the a recap of what I share on MarketWise Asia Telegram channel over here. Okay, I think quite important over here, right? So I I think you guys can see, right? So let me just make the screen bigger. Okay, this cinema layout over here. All right, so you guys can see, right? So on the 15th of February, okay, 15, not just, I think just 3 days ago, or I mentioned that, the futures rallied, okay, the futures rallied, most likely the market will be green. However, important thing is, however, nothing much has changed, okay. My view is still, downtrending view, okay, at least for the short term, short to mid term, all right, unless the market breaks certain level, which I mentioned on Facebook. So then I will change to buyers. So on 15, so let's take a look back on the 15. So what happened to the market on 15? So let's take a look at the S&P 500 futures over here. I do candle, easier for you guys to see over here. All right, ignore the color lah, okay. Maybe I do this, okay. All right, so 15 is over here. All right, this green candle over here, this green candle over here. All right, so after this bullish pin bar candlestick pattern over here, which is over here, all right, so this is I think a lot of retail trader see a bullish pin bar or hammer, they tend to get very excited, okay, and then of course, true enough, the market do rally for 1 day, okay, 2 day, okay. That's where I mentioned that, nothing much else has changed. It's just a 1 day, 2 day rally, okay. Overall, the market, it is still on a downtrend on a short term, and on a mid term as well. So the reason why is very simple, all right. So I remove the black line over here, okay. So price, it is still below the central pivot range over here, right? The green dotted line over here. So if you can't see, because this is the CPR, the central pivot range is actually very narrow today. But if you look at the other previous month, let me remove the drawing over here, right? The previous month, you can see that it is all holding at the CPR level pretty well, okay? So for those who are new, maybe you just listened to me not too long ago, CPR, central pivot range, stand for the support and resistance zone. Treat it as a support and resistance zone. So when price is below the CPR, it is deemed as downtrending, or at least the market, it is not strong. So I want at least price to go above, right, the CPR. Then I will say that maybe the market is starting to go high, should be able to continue to go higher. But right now, nothing much else has changed. And I added in, all right, the yearly pivot as well, which is the yearly central pivot range. All right, so price, the black dotted line over here, price actually do, all right, pull back to the pivot, yearly pivot, which is quite significant, okay, a small rebound, but no, price cannot sustain, and then price came down again. So same for the NASDAQ, okay, NASDAQ is the weakest one among the three indices, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. So nothing much has changed. 1 day rally, go up, come down again. So as of now, I am still bearish bias on the indices, especially the NASDAQ. So, all right. So if you have been following me, I mentioned that I've been shorting NASDAQ since at the start of the year. 1 time, 2 time, then I long here 3 times. This is a short-term long. After that, I shorted here again. Then yesterday I shorted once again. So I stack on to my short position. So in all, 1, 2, 3, 4, I already shorted 4 times already. So you may be wondering, hey, Alex, if you know that the market is going to come down like this, why don't you just hold all the way? The issue is that I'm trading based on the swing trade perspective, meaning that I hold for a few days to at most 1 to 2 weeks. So I don't know what the fuck is going to happen within the next midterm. So I don't know. I really seriously don't know. But short term was, I think roughly can get it. So I decided to just trade short term, because at the end of the day, lest I sound too bearish to you, I just want to re-emphasize that, short to mid-term, short term meaning for 1 to 2 weeks, okay, mid-term a few months, maybe 2 to 3 months, okay, it is downtrending, but long term, all right, more than 6 months, that kind, okay, or even to yearly, right, as in to up to a year, right, we are still actually on a uptrend. I repeat, I think repeat many times already. Don't be too afraid. Right now, it is still, I think it is still a normal correction. It is still a normal correction. So why do I say that over here? Okay, so if you look at the weekly chart on the S&P 500, okay, so all right, so I remove the CPR and such, so you can see better. Okay, all right, so just a cloud will do. Okay, so weekly time frame, every single candle, it is 1 week ever since the COVID set off, go up all the way. Okay, along the way there are some shallow pullback. Okay, pullback over here, shallow one, shallow one, shallow one. Okay, it is only this year that the pullback, it is actually deeper. Okay, so S&P from the high to the low has already dropped about 12%. Okay, and another thing I want to emphasize is that, right, for the S&P 500, right, what can you guys see or not? What can you guys see over here? All right, what candlestick pattern is this? So let me know in the comments while I take a look. Okay, do you think the bearishness is coming to an end since the selling volume is low? Pauline, okay, when the market is actually selling down, the volume doesn't need to be a lot. It doesn't need to be a lot. Okay, so it can continue to come down with low volume. Of course, you know, when it is climatic, okay, when people is fearful, then at that point in time, there might be a huge volume. But right now, I think the volume, it is still pretty okay. Okay, nothing much unusual. All right, so I see some response over here. Okay, so right now we have about 241 people. Do give me a like and share to engage with me also. At least give me a like so that Facebook will know that, you know, will show you more of our Facebook live in your Facebook feed in the future. Because if you don't engage, if you don't even like, Facebook will not show you as you go by in the future. So yeah, this is a hammer. So textbook, all right, say that when there's a hammer, right, you go long, right? So to me, I think I shared, I think sometimes ago, I'm not sure whether how many actually caught it. Of all the candlestick pattern, I'm the most skeptical of hammer because every fucking retail trader know that hammer candlestick is bullish. Okay, so this is a first level thinking. First level thinking, you know, very shallow thinking. You see a hammer at a support level, you buy. Okay, first level thinking without thinking too much. Okay, following the textbook. And when I was a beginner, I also do that. Okay, I read all the candlestick pattern book, you know, all the trading books, see a hammer, then I feel very excited, time to go in. Okay, along the way, then I realized actually, you know, I can't really profit from the candlestick pattern, especially the hammer. I would say that, you know, it is 50-50. Sometimes it do go up, I make some money, but also a lot of time 50-50, it also come down. All right. So right now, my second level thinking already. I think anticipating what other traders are thinking already. And I see a hammer, okay, I can be bullish, okay, but I might not enter. Okay. When I saw a hammer, people enter, and the market, the price cannot go up higher. Then I know these traders are trapped already because there will be a fucking lot of traders, you know, see a hammer candlestick, okay, and then go long. And right now, it seems that, you know, price cannot go higher. And where do they place their stop loss? Okay, stop loss most likely is somewhere around here one. Okay, and so right now my view still remains the same. Okay, overall, weekly time frame, we are still on a very nice uptrend, but we are in the midst of a pullback, normal pullback. I still think a normal pullback, but the pullback might maybe take 2 to 3 months. Okay, so the pullback started from January, so maybe until February to even March. Okay, but I think there's a high chance that price could retest the low of this hammer over here. Okay, high chance. Okay, because this is where there is a lot of liquidity over here. Every single trader will put the stop loss somewhere around here. So there's a lot of liquidity over here. Okay, and for Nasdaq, it is also the same as well. All right, also the same as well. There's a pin bar over here. Okay, most likely I think we'll test the low over here. All right, again, I don't want to sound too bearish. Okay, after, let's say if price really hit the low over here, I have to re-observe what is the price action the market is doing, okay, because I have no idea how the market is going to do. But I would prefer, okay, if price continue to go down and test the S1, okay, support level, yearly support level, which is at about 13430 is the Nasdaq futures price. Okay, Nasdaq futures 13430. And for the S&P 500, hitting the S1 could be a bit far-fetched. So the market has to drop another about, actually 8% is still okay, but I don't know whether it will drop that much. So I have to see again. So of all the three indices, right, I'm looking at the Nasdaq, Nasdaq. So overall, Nasdaq, even it has fallen a lot, right? It is about 18%, okay, but it is still on a uptrend. Cannot. Do you can understand what I'm trying to see? All right. Let me see. There is asking, right, how many green candles after hammer is considered sustained uptrend? How many? There's no hard and fast rule, right? Okay, so for example, okay, this small pin bar, hammer pin bar actually work. All right. Okay, if price can retest the prior high, then I'll say that this is a valid signal. So most of the time, I won't just trade hammer. Hammer is not my default trading trigger or such. Most of the time, I'll be skeptical. Okay, especially if I have a bearish view and it shows a hammer, then I will be more skeptical about that. Okay, and talking about the indices, right? Okay, if everything is okay so far, right, just type okay in the comments. Type okay in the comments while I take a sip of water. If you understand what I'm trying to say, right, just type okay in the comments. So just a very quick summary. Long-term wise, index still uptrend. Okay, I'm still bullish, just that I think this is short to mid-term. It is still a correction. Correction might take maybe another 2 to 3 months, that kind. As in the whole correction might take 2 to 3 months. So right now we are in the first month and into the second month already. All right, Hannah. And I'm not sure whether you guys realize or not. It is actually the bigger company that are collapsing. Okay, it is actually the bigger company that are collapsing. The mid cap, small cap one, they are actually quite okay one. Do you realize that or not? If you realize that the bigger company, they are actually the one that have fallen, right? That caused the index to fall, right? If you realize that, type BIG, big in the comments. Type big in the comments. If you know that actually the big companies are actually collapsing, not really the small one. So there are a few small companies that based on trigger, I still went in. For example, don't copy me, okay? So this is a pretty small cap company, Celestical, CLS. Okay, while the market is tanking, it is still heading higher, and I'm inside. And for example, I mentioned this car, I mentioned this, it is still relatively strong. It's relatively strong. And another one, like I mentioned also at NOV, okay, still strong, you see, it's still pretty strong. So actually it is the bigger company that are collapsing. Oh, actually quite a number of you know the big one is collapsing. All right, so Paul O say anything to do with the Ukraine crisis. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know my opinion. Okay, I think all this Ukraine news, the war news, is just a smoke bomb. Okay, it's just a smoke bomb. The media is just trying to find a reason to tell you why the market is tanking, why the market is rallying. You know, one day, when the market rally, they said, oh, because it is the Russian troop withdrawing and such. So I don't really follow the news. The market has already been tanking really. The market, the media is just trying to find another reason to justify, to tell you why the market is tanking. So I don't buy into the news. I just follow the price. So let me go to the sleep charts over here. Okay, sleepcharts.com over here. All right, I post the link in the comments. And by the way, and if you guys right now we have about 290 people, near to 300 people in the room. If you think that I'm providing value, like what I'm sharing, okay, do like and share my Facebook Live, and also do subscribe to our Telegram channel. Right now we have about 4,005 people in the channel, and also our YouTube channel also. All right, so there's certain things that I don't share on Facebook, so do subscribe to the Telegram channel. All right, so sleep chart over here. Okay, go to the SM. Okay, go to Nasdaq companies. Okay, do you know why the market is tanking or not? Do you realize that or not? Okay, it is actually the bigger company, okay, that carries the most weight on the Nasdaq 100, okay, like Apple. All right, the weightage is 12%. It is down. Amazon weightage 7%. It is down. Tesla 4%. It is down. Nvidia carries about 4%. It is down. Okay. Below, okay, just now it was actually up one. Now, of course, now it's down. Just now, a lot of green, but the top few companies, the biggest company are tanking. Okay, all right. So as you see along the way, not all are red. Quite, I think mixture. Some are green also, but because this whole chunk of big companies, okay, are tanking, so it caused the whole Nasdaq 100 to go down as well. All right, and if you go to this S&P 500 over here, companies over here, okay, once again, the same company, Microsoft, all these Tesla, Nvidia, they are tanking. Okay, but you realize that there are also other companies that are not tanking. Okay, all right. So mixture, some red, some green. When the market start actually just now at 10:30, before 10:30, I think 10:30, it is a lot of greens one. So it is mostly the big companies that is dropping. So it's pulling down the S&P 500. And if you look at the FinVis, I think most of you guys should know. Post a link in the comments. All right, so go to the, I zoom in. All right, go to the group over here. Okay, at the start just now, right, it was all green. Okay, at the start, it was all green. Okay, only the tech was down. Of course, now the broader market are coming down. Okay, so I just want to let you know that it is actually the bigger company in recent 1 or 2 months that is dragging the whole index down. And actually, if you look at the chart over here, right, so this is the SPY over here, okay, S&P 500. Of course, I think I mentioned a lot of time, S&P 500 is a weighted index. So the bigger company has a lot of weight. So I go back to sleep chart over here, S&P weight analysis. Okay, I mentioned that before. I shared this before at the chart. Okay, the top, okay, out of these 500 companies, the top 50 companies already carries about 50% of the whole S&P 500 already. Can? All right, so S&P 500 SPY. All right, so I add in the pivot range. Okay, CPR over here. All right, it is quite far away from the central pivot range already, right? Because it's down, then come down, right? But if I take a look at the RSP, which is the S&P 500 equal weight. So no matter you are Microsoft or the last company in the S&P 500, you are just given just the 0.2% weightage only. Okay, all right. So RSP equal weight. All right, can you see that it is actually not that weak? It's not that weak. Okay, so it's just fallen slightly below the CPR only. Okay, whereas the SPY, okay, fallen a lot more. Okay, all right, and if you take a look at the ratio of the SPY or versus RSP, okay, which I'm going to show later to see the ratio, to see which one is outperforming one another, the ratio, okay, I'm going to show you here. Very simple, just go to the trading view, just key in SPY slash, okay, RSP. RSP. Okay. All right, can you see that, you know, the ratio for SPY versus RSP is actually coming down, which means, okay, that the SPY index, as an SPY weighted ETF, is underperforming the equal weight, which means it tells you that actually it is the bigger company that are dragging down the index. So which means that it is actually the smaller company that's pretty okay. The smaller company are outperforming the bigger company. Of course, S&P 500, it's not that small, it's relatively, okay, relatively, okay, relatively. And if you want to get another perspective, is RSP over SPY, okay. So to give you another perspective, it's telling you that, you know, the equal weight one is outperforming SPY. So the small company are actually doing still okay. Okay, can let me look at the question. Momo is asking what is the ETF for S&P? SPY, SPY, S&P 540 ETF. Okay. The yearly support for S&P, you mean for the yearly pivot, central pivot range, is it? So for the S&P, I'm looking at the S&P futures. All right. So if I remove the central pivot range for the monthly one, I go to the yearly one. Okay, it is over here. The yearly one, it is 4,004. 4,004. Okay, right now once again, it has broken below the 4,004 already. Okay, broken below the 4,004 already. Significant, again, not so bullish right now. So price has to break above the at least the monthly pivot range. So if you really want to be really bullish on the S&P, price has to break above the yearly upper range pivot point, okay, which is at about 4,580. Okay, basically the black dotted line over here then I will be more bullish. Okay, other than that, you know, nothing else has changed. I still remain my bearish bias. Okay, for the Nasdaq, okay, price has to break above at least the yearly central pivot range, which is at about 15,100. All right, can so far or not? All right, so everything is okay. All right, once again, type okay in the comments. Oh, I spent half an hour talking about the index already. Can So I talk about the index. I talk about actually it's the bigger cap that is pulling down the market. All right, And I think right now I will go through the bright spots in the market right now, even though the market has been tanking. Okay. All right. So there are certain there are still plentiful of opportunity. So you do need to keep trading the equities one. Okay. That I have to buy Facebook, that I have to buy PayPal, that I have to buy Twitter and such. So let me go through the Telegram channel. I haven't talked about the oil. All right, oil. So I just recap my oil. So once again, I mentioned on 15. All right. So I mentioned that crude oil has hit a long-term trend line over here, right? The chart I mentioned, right, is a money time frame, price heading for a correction soon. Again, I'm not saying it's a crash, just a pause in the uptrend. The narrative in the inflation commodity pool is still in play. So this is what I share in the Telegram channel. So if you're not inside the Telegram channel, do subscribe. Okay, I post the link once again in the channel because I don't share that on any other places. Sometimes I do, I think I share on Facebook, but sometimes I don't share on Facebook. So do subscribe to the Telegram channel. Okay, post the link in the comments. Okay, so let's go to the crude oil monthly time frame. All right, so ignore the cloud. Okay, so this is the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame. The trend that I've drawn, once I drew them, I never touched them. So as I mentioned, price hit this level over here. Okay, and then if we drew down to the daily time frame, all right, so this is exactly what is happening over here. Hit the trend line over here on the 15, it is actually this big bar over here. So subsequently price continue to head down. So that is actually a pullback already. It's a pullback already. Okay, it's a pullback already. But once again, lest I'm sounding too bearish, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Crude oil, it is still on a very strong uptrend. Okay, so don't fight against the trend. But what I'm saying that, price might do a pullback. How far the pullback might go, I don't know. Okay, but it is still on uptrend. So if you add in the central pivot range over here, all right, can you see the green dotted line over here? I think a lot of lines are but can be confusing, but just focus on this green dotted line over here. This is the pivot level. Okay, so it is about future price at about $83. Okay, so if oil could come down to this level, it will be a pretty strong support at about $83. Okay, and whether the price might continue to go up, then we have to see the price action again. So this is oil. All right, so the Telegram, I think just now I shared about this in the afternoon. All right, so like Meta, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Netflix, Shopify, all these have been dropping. Okay, if you are a long-term investor, time frame maybe 2 to 5 years, then go ahead. I mean, that is okay. You have to buy, drop more, you buy more, drop more, you buy more. You have the holding power, then I think it's fine. But I'm more of a trader, swing trade to position trader. Position meaning I hold for maybe about 1 year that kind. I won't buy. I won't buy for now. I rather find opportunities in other countries, commodities, and such. All right, so I posted here, right? So palladium, right? How do I find all these best performing ETF or industry sectors, country, right? So these are the sites that I'm using. So I'm going to go through them already. ETF.com, ETF screen. All right, so etfscreen.com. Okay. ETF.com, as simple the domain can be. If you cannot remember, then there's nothing much I can help you already. ETF.com, simple. All right, then go to the tools and data, screener and database. Okay. All right, so then you can see there are more than 2,850 ETF, okay, in the United States, okay? So using the desktop on the left-hand side, you should see the features, okay? And then I want to, previously I say remove the ETN, exchange traded notes, but I think right now include because a lot of these are commodities, right? They are not listed as ETF, they are listed as ETN notes, okay, not ETF. So if I exclude the ETN, I'll be missing them out. So I'll just include them, all right? But remove the leverage, no. Remove the inverse, no. All right, can So you filter down a few more already, and then you go to performance. I will zoom in, okay, and then I will make it to display to 100, the max. Understand? Then you focus on the year to date one, year to date, okay? So it's from the January of this year until now, all right? Sort it, it's like just the Excel can sort it, all right? So I think right now, quite obvious, the oil has been performing very well. The oil energy sector, oil services, oil equipments, VXX, the VIX, okay, ignore them, all right? Commodities, and this is how I find the palladium, okay, PALL, palladium. This is the palladium ETF. Mostly a lot of oil, gasoline, okay, mostly oil, okay, mostly energy, and you will see certain other things you might not come across like Norway and such. Okay, so this is one of the screener that you can go and take a look. Okay, it is free, like Brazil, okay, doing pretty well as well. So if you guys understand this, how to know this ETF, all right, just type ETF in the comments so that I know. ETF in the comments is how you get it. So later I'll share with you more. All right, so for example, if you take a look at the palladium over here, PALL palladium, in fact, all the metals are doing pretty well right now. So palladium, okay, so this is doing pretty well. All right, so if you take a look at the weekly day time frame, all right, so price actually broke above the cloud, all right. And sometimes you might be thinking, wow, like a cloud pivot range always quite confusing. How about using just simple like what is being taught in, I mentioned about the Weinstein method, okay, just using the 30-week moving averages. I think it's above the 30-week moving averages. Let me see. Okay, weekly, yes. Okay, simple. If you do not want to use my cloud, don't want to use my CPR and such, right? Then just use a simple 30-week moving average to roughly determine the trend. Weekly EMA. All right. Can you see price? Palladium actually, it was in a downtrend for half a year, okay, and now it seems that it is starting to turn back into uptrend. And recently, a lot of metals starting to turn. I think gold also. I think palladium, again, don't copy me. I don't have position yet, but I'm looking to add into palladium. But right now, in my brokerage account, I have a few position already, so I don't want to stack on to more position unless I clear out my current position first. Okay, so I think it's still okay, but don't copy me. All right. Patricia, you said you can't find the 30-week EMA. All right, so just go to the trading view over here. All right, so just type EMA, moving average exponential. This is an exponential moving average. All right, so then just if you put on to weekly, it'll be weekly moving average. Okay, this is how I find it. Some ETF screener require us to put a market cap. This ETF.com doesn't require to put the market cap. Okay, doesn't require to put. So I use this. Okay, one of the screener that I use, but you need to know that it is not the latest. It is not the latest. The latest updated price date is on the 14th of February. So there is a bit of lag, but it's not too much. Roughly it's okay. So 14 to 18 now, 4 days, about 4 days. Okay. Another screener you can use is actually etfscreen.com. All right, which is not too bad. I think it's better right now. Last time I used to do ETF.com. Now, all right, I tend to look at etfscreen.com. The user interface for ETF screen is not that nice, okay, not that sweet. Okay. It looks like the late 1990s or early 2000s, the kind of user interface. But doesn't matter, the data is still good. So just focus on what is in the data. Okay. So let me okay, so I saw a question. After screening the ETF, right, do I still need to go and look at price action? Yes, you still need to look at price action. You still, okay, for example, Palladium has ran up a lot. Let's say, for example, I won't just buy like this. I have to wait for a pullback and then wait for a trigger. Trigger can be a wash and rinse or price break above the previous bar high. That kind, whatever trigger you want, okay, up to you. Okay, so you have to see where's the support, where's the resistance and such. You still have to look at the price action. Yes, that's right. All right. So ETF screen. Here over there, all right, go to the performance tab over here. Okay. All right. So a lot more things over here. Let me try to zoom in. The short funds, just go to no. All right. Volume, I tend to go a bit lower to 500K so that I try not to miss out too many other ETF. All right. Then you update the page. All right. And then, right, if you realize over here, right, for this ETF screen, there is RTN stand for return, 1 day return, 5 day return, 1 month return, 3 month return, and such. You realize that there is no year to date, okay, because it's hidden. It is hidden. So you go to the right column over here, right? You go to RTN. There's these options over here, year to date. So you choose YTD, year to date. All right, then update page again. Then you'll see the year-to-date performance on the most right-hand side of the chart. All right, and one good thing about etfscreen.com is that it is quite updated. All right, so the data correct is as of 18. It's today. It is today. So it's like actually it's pretty. It's much like live really lah. Okay, 10 minutes update, and then you sort again. All right, once again, you can see us. The VIX one, you can just, I try to do that. Easier to see. You guys still can see, right? Can all right, so the oil services, natural gas, where's the palladium? Palladium is still here, right? Palladium is still here. Palladium is still here. Okay, can. So amidst all these sectors, industry, countries, right? All right, Palladium can take a look. All right, and then I want you to take a look at something quite interesting one. Okay, is EPU. All right, Peru, emerging market. While the stock market, US market is tanking, certain stock market, it is heading up. Peru. All right. Let's go to weekly time frame first. Weekly time frame, Peru downtrending. All right. Now it's uptrending up again above the 30-week moving average. It's definitely uptrend one. You don't need to short it one. Okay. Go to the day time frame. All right. And then, okay, I back to my default charting with the CPR and such. All right. I didn't catch this one, so I missed out this. All right. But can you see that how nice it was? All right. Overall, downtrending, overall downtrending below the cloud. All right. And then above the cloud, sort of hovering above the cloud uptrend. And then recently price actually do a complex pullback, hit the CPR and then rebound. Okay, so Peru, you might want to wait for opportunities. Okay, not now lah. Not I won't go in long now. All right, I won't go in long now. All right, so Peru EPU. Again, I'm not asking you to buy now or even to hold long term. I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing right now in the market, or the US market is tanking, the emerging market and such, they are moving pretty nicely. So stop looking at just the US stock market. Okay, I mean, you can look at the stocks. Okay, you can look at the other industry, countries, commodities. Okay, don't just want to buy Facebook lah, PayPal lah, Tesla lah, Roku lah, and such. There are a lot of other things that is moving one. Don't just keep buying those downtrending one. When these downtrending stocks, they reverse, all right, the signal will come one. Okay, but you need to wait. You need to wait. Okay, a bit similar like this car. All right. Okay, just imagine, right? Just imagine this car is like Facebook. Okay, imagine this car is like Facebook. Right? Okay, Facebook also like that, up a lot, then come down, drop a lot, and a lot of time when they face such a huge drop, right? They don't just do a V-shaped recovery one. Okay, they don't do a V-shaped recovery one, not a V-shape. Most likely, you need some time to do basing. The basing could be like this car, or base like that, and then move up again. So if you can wait, good for you. You wait for 2 to 3 years. I don't know how long. Could be just half a year, 1 year. I don't know. But most likely there will be a basing period, and these are opportunity costs. Okay, why not you wait for Facebook, PayPal, they all, after the basing is finished, okay, when it is starting to turn to uptrend again, then you go in. Okay, at the meantime, my opinion, I mean my style, so you don't have to follow me. Go and find other things to trade. All right, go and find other things to trade. So like Peru, Brazil, all right, EWZ, EWZ, okay, it is okay, trending also very nicely. Okay, since the start of the year, it is up about 25%. Okay, Brazil, Peru, what else? Let me see. If you guys are in the etfstream.com, if you're on a desktop, do let me know. Soybean, commodities, soybean. So this is the soybean chart over here. Soybean, this is the soybean futures. It was up. Okay, it was out of the way. All right. Previously, I traded soybean also. All right. But I didn't hold that long. Swing trade, I think it's fine. ETF, SOYB, soybean. All right. The commodities play is still intact. Okay. Countries, I mean, the supply chain, everything is shortage, and commodities still in a good uptrend. Right. So don't go against the trend. Commodities, it can be overextended, but you don't know when you do a pullback. So just continue to go long until you are proven wrong. Okay. Can. All right. So soybean is going up. What else? Soybean. I want to find something is Chile. Previously, I was looking at Chile as well. ECH. Chile. All right. also a pretty nice, starting to hit high, not as strong as Brazil and Peru, but it was still pretty good. Above the cloud, hit support at the cloud over here, above the pivot and hit higher. All right. And then this is the ECH per Chile, the emerging market one. And what else? Commodities, platinum. All right, platinum. Can you see over here? Platinum, PPLT, platinum. Yeah, the platinum, palladium, all these are doing pretty well also. All right. And copper, which I have a position also. Copper miner. All right, COPH. All the metals are pretty good. Okay, copper miners, which I went in also. I have a position. All right, so it's doing pretty well also. Copper miners. And this one's something interesting. It is called the shipping ETF. It is a relatively new ETF. Okay, the ticker very simple, BOAT. BOAT. All right. It is also bulldozing up all the way. Can you see that price? Go here, tested the CPR again, right, and get hit higher. So if you want to know what are the component stocks in the ETF, simple, go to ETF.com, then you slash that ETF ticker, BOAT. Okay, so this is the Sonic Share Global Shipping ETF. You go to the components over here. These are the component stocks. Orion Overseas, Zim Integrated, and a few more. Some are not listed in the US. I think some are, Korean, Kawasaki and such. Okay, and like Orion. Okay, Zim is, I think it's US. Zim, I remember it's US. I think should be performing pretty well. Zim, all right, Zim, okay, it's performing pretty well also. So there are stocks, that are in a nice uptrend amidst this correction in the index. So don't just die look at the big tech companies. Okay, they are falling. The market is doing a reset of valuation on these tech companies, especially those tech. They are not making money. So they are experiencing a very big crash. So forget those sexy tech growth stock for now. I repeat, forget those for now. They are in a downtrend. Might take some time to base. Okay. All right. From a trading perspective, right. Gold is, I think there are a few questions asking about gold and silver. Gold and silver recently is pretty strong as well. All right, gold heading higher, okay, heading higher. Overall, for the metals, right now the industry is doing pretty well. Again, metals, commodity in play, quite okay right now. Of course, I'm not asking to buy now. You still have to wait for a trigger. Okay, your setup. Okay, what's the setup? My setup is a pullback. Okay, so I need to wait for a pullback and such, or a trigger like wash and rinse trigger and such. So for the metals wise, XME, like metals and mining ETF, right, it's also bulldozing all the way. And see, this is interesting. I'm looking at this also. So can you see that weekly time frame for the XME, metals and mining ETF? It consolidate for about half a year, and then there's a breakout right now. So I'm actually interested to look and buy into XME as well. All right. Yes, Chrissy. Yes, Zim is an Israeli shipping company. Thank you for your information. All right. Yeah, I researched into this company before because of Gary, actually my friend Gary, who one of the subscriber in MarketWise told me about Zim. Okay, so I know about that. Thank you, and thanks Chrissy to let people know about this Israeli company. So I'm looking at XME as well. Yeah, generally if you look at GDX, gold, they are all moving pretty nicely. Okay, right now. All right, and silver, SLV. all moving okay. All right, silver, I don't know, recently can be quite tough to trade, so I never really touch silver. It's not so clear cut, up, down, ping pong. So I tend to trade those that trend a bit nicely one. All right, so like the one that I mentioned, like copper miners, okay, I entered as well, okay. So generally the trend is nicer, okay. All right. Everything okay so far? Are you learning some good things? I hope I'm sharing some good stuff to you guys. Okay, I think so lah. This is really how I see the market lah. This is really what I see, really what I do. Look at some of ETF, know what the industry is doing. If you think that I'm sharing some good stuff, you learn something new, all right. Type value or new in the comments so that I know everything is okay, everything is good so far. And do give me a like and share as well if you like my content sharing so far. Right now, we have still about 266 people in the room. All right, so I share with you the Telegram channel. Do subscribe to the Telegram channel and such, okay? So some certain things I don't post, certain Facebook, as a certain video I might want to post on YouTube only and such. So do subscribe to the Telegram channel and such. All right. Darius is asking a good question. So why use year to date instead of the previous 3 month, 1 month? So I just want to start from a brand new year lah. So this year so until now, what is the current thing that's doing? Of course, you can go and view the 1 month, 3 month. It's okay as well. Roughly, the screen will come out the same thing. But okay, the more important thing is actually I want to see after the first quarter of 2022. That's at the end of March. Then I will see the first quarter and see what is really moving the first quarter for the year. Okay, and most likely, I think a pretty high chance that what is moving during the first quarter of the year will tend to move for the rest of the year as well. So I'm looking forward, towards the March time period, end of March and such, to see what is the first quarter, all those industry that is moving. But right now, we can roughly get already. Okay, so for sleek charts, right? Okay, you can see S&P 500, the component performance right now. All right, right now it's still heavily, so-called secured by the energy sectors stocks, okay, or the Halliburton, OPC, Schlumberger, American Oil, all right, Discovery Class E, Discovery Class A. I mentioned that, right? Because I mentioned that I have a position trade on Discovery. Again, don't copy me. I could be wrong. All right. Las Vegas Sands is also not too bad. I'm looking on that as well. Okay, last LVS and such. So a lot of things. Take a look and at all this company over here. Okay, those that is languishing at the bottom, right? Okay, forget about them. Most likely they might continue to downtrend for the rest of the year as well. Okay, and let me see. Yeah, okay, so thank you guys for the comment. If you like my content, do give me a like, share, okay, and engage with me. Do comments as well to tell Facebook that you enjoy my sharing and such. So right now, past the 1 hour mark already. Any question for me? All right. Oh, by the way, right, I think some of you might not know. But I reshare again because I think there'll always be new people coming in. I have this ETF industry list. So these are the very the most important ETF, which I deem about 200 plus, I think about 266, 270 ETF, about that. 270 ETF, the main one, sectors, industry, and such, okay? Okay, like, I don't know, a lot, food and beverage, financial, healthcare, home building, indices, big cap, small cap, micro cap, growth value ETF, country, Germany, Hong Kong, Mexico, Canada, India, Chile, Peru, which I mentioned just now, commodities, everything, currencies, ETF, style, ETF, everything. mix small cap value growth, large cap value growth, alpha seeking, high dividend yield, emerging market, income, TLT, global bonds, investment grade bonds, junk bonds, I think the main one that I'm looking at. All right, you can go to this website over here, ETF sectors and industry list over here. I post the link in the comments. It is free. I'll share with you my this spreadsheet. Okay, so just head over to the link over here. I'll just show you what it looks like. All right, so we're brought to this page, ETF sectors and industry list. Just enter your name and email address and you are good to go. I'll send you this list over here. Okay, so I think today I think just nice 1 hour mark. Any question for me? And before I call it a day, I'll answer a few questions. So meantime, do give me a like, share, subscribe to our Telegram channel. You should be able to see the link on the scrolling bar as well. Any question? All right, let's take a look at the market right now. The market is still tanking right now as of now, so no change lah. I think no change. My view still remains the same. All right, no change. All right. Okay, so any question, right, just feel free to ask me. I think I will stay on to another 15 minutes. So I think 12:45, I will end this Facebook Live. Okay. So what is the best way to start? Invest in ETF, options, or just get the share? So I think the most basic one, I think, it's just to buy the share directly with no leverage, So there are a lot of brokers, okay, doesn't matter. So I won't endorse any single one of them, okay. You can go Philly Securities, Tiger, Mumu, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, all this is fine now. Don't use leverage, okay. All right, just buy them. If you don't know what stock to trade, I think ETF is a good start, all right, because you are just buying the whole sectors and industry. And a lot of times you do have to worry, if you are doing short-term trading, you have to worry about, earnings gap up or gap down, because it can cause a huge losses if it's against your direction. So for example, Facebook is a good example. All right, if you do a swing trade, okay, thinking that, wow, I think it's a good time to buy, swing trade. All right, it just dropped down 26%. Okay, and you just get screwed by that. Okay, all right. And options, if along the way, you have more understanding about the market, you learn more about options, then feel free to go ahead to use options to trade as well, to express your ideas. Okay, at the end of the day, stock options, right? The underlying is still the stocks. Okay, so it's just a derivative of the stock. So you need to know what you are doing. Okay. Elon is asking, are you using options in all my trade? No, swing trade wise, I'm not using options. So I trade directly. So for position trading, for those I intend to hold for about 6 months to about 1 year kind, I normally tend to use options. So I normally buy LEAPS options. LEAPS is just a fanciful way of saying long-term options lah. Normally at least more than 9 months of expiry. Okay. Can show any stocks that are high on the ETF trending list and has shown favorable price actions to enter now. What I mentioned already just now, like for example, the board, right? There is the ETF.com, okay, the board, which I mentioned. The rest I showed just now is commodities. Okay, commodities don't have stocks. Okay, it's just commodities, the metal or whatever. So don't have like. But the board one is doing pretty well. So go to board over here. Okay, go to the components. All right, then I think the shipping ones, okay, it is pretty okay. I think it's because of the in-play of the play of the the global supply shortage. Okay, so it is in play right now. So yeah, I don't have any guys to show you my trigger or swing trading technique using CPR. So a lot of things you have to piece yourself. So, but I can assure you that I'm sharing good stuff. Okay, all right. So if you want to know how I actually set up my CPR, pivot points, cloud, you go to the YouTube channel over here. All right. Post the link in the comments. Okay. China market better than US. Right now, it seems like so. So China market, I'll just use Hang Seng, Hang Seng for a start because I don't really track the Shenzhen and the Shanghai Stock Exchange. So use HSI. It's definitely more bullish than the US market right now. Price has broken above the cloud, at least based on the daily time frame, but today is actually a down day. But I think overall, it is like forming a base right now already. All right. And if you want to look at individual stocks, another one that I'm looking at, I mean that I'm actually I observe, I monitor, is actually Ping An. Okay, Ping An is actually 2318. It seems like starting to turn into an uptrend already. All right, so above the cloud, weekly time frame wise, right? Not yet, but by the time it really go above the weekly, it might be a little bit too late. Not too late, but you miss out some gains already. So, right, a more riskier method is looking at the daily time frame and also 2-day time frame. Both are above the cloud. And if you look at the Stan Weinstein method, okay, just put the 30-week moving average. Where is it? All right, so weekly. All right, it is also starting to move above the 30-week moving average. So I think quite a few of these China's, I won't go through all of them. All right, you go and walk through yourself using the methods I told you, using CPR, 30-week moving average and such. You go and look through them, okay? Some of them are doing pretty well. Okay, definitely better than the US. US market is still correcting right now. Okay, can go back to my standard indicator template, elder impulse. Okay. If the market continues to tank significantly, would this metal ETF will tank also? Possible. All right. If I remember correctly, during the 2020 COVID sell-off, all the fucking shit all tank. Bonds, metals, everything just tank like shit. Okay. So possible, but so right now I tend to just trade short term. So right now I think right now, okay, the market right now, it seems to me, it's not everything is tanking, it's basically the big boys, the bigger companies are tanking. The mid, as I mentioned, right, the mid and small cap still looks okay, all right, even for the bonds market, still looks pretty normal to me. So not like a market crash like of now, okay. So I think the matter wise, I'm still looking, I think still okay to go in now, all right, can. CFD is fine. CFD is fine. So for example, I have IG account, I have CMC, I have interactive brokers also. So mainly I trade using interactive brokers. Once again, I'm not endorsing them. I'm just sharing why I trade. IB interactive brokers, I'm using CFD to trade as well. So if you're doing short-term trading, I think CFD is fine. It's fine. All right. Is Nasdaq forming a bear flag? Okay. That's quite sharp of view. Chao Ching. Okay, daily time frame. It is forming a bear flag now. Yeah, it is forming a bear flag. It is forming a bear flag. So it's this like this. Okay, forming a bear flag. So the projected move is like this lah. Okay, but this is a bit far-fetched. I don't want to predict this kind of move lah. Because like that, the tank like that. Okay, it is from here to here is down another 17%. Okay, yes, it is forming a bear flag right now. It is forming a bear flag right now. Yeah, so I wouldn't know whether the bear flag will actually eventually work out to another leg like that, I won't know. So, but yes, it is forming a bear flag. Okay, I hope that answer your question. Okay. What is the trend for SPYG? What is SPYG? Portfolio growth ETF. Actually, it is basically like the same as Nasdaq price chart. All right, let's take a look. SPYG. What's the component chart? ETF.com/SPYG. Primarily large cap growth stocks. Let's look at the component stocks. Cannot lah. You know why or not? It's basically all the companies that are tanking right now that's dragging the whole index. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Adobe, Tesla, Nvidia. So all this is like index already. This is like index already. So the whole thing is tanking. SPYG sure tank one. So it's essentially moving in tandem with the index. All right. What service do you provide? I don't provide any service lah. So the only service I provide, okay, is this special service, okay, where I do my weekly Facebook live. So I share with you good stuff about the market and such. Okay, so do keep attending my Facebook live. I hope I share good information with you guys. I really hope so. All right, and Mark. When I buy my lead options, what delta do you usually choose? So I choose DITM. All right, it is deep in the money. All right, deep in the money. So delta is close to 1. So essentially, when I do a lead options, right, it is in fact essentially I'm replacing the stock, actually as a stock replacement. So the stock move $1, my option price will also move $1 as well. Okay, so essentially I'm buying the stock itself, but I'm using options and using lesser money upfront to buy the stock. Because the options you don't need so much money, all right? Yeah, so deep in the money. All right, can hope that answer your question. No boat, no pullback to hit CPR now. No. So let's say, for example, if you're looking at boat right now for Darius, okay, boat, okay, no right now. So I won't chase. So you have to wait long. So I have to wait. See this month or next month price hit where is the CPR or whether it can come back to the R1 support level and such and see the price action again. So trigger, I won't show you how to enter. It's up to you. Okay. I think, of course, setup important, trigger important, but I think a lot of times, right, where you can find the trend, a good trend, I think half the battle is won already. So don't keep fighting, don't keep buying those stocks that is downtrending. I mentioned a lot of times already, Facebook lah, Adobe lah, PayPal lah, all this lah. Okay. Unless you are shorting them, but I think most people are not shorting. So don't keep buying them. All right. So find some ETF stocks that are trending well. Half the battle is gone. Half the battle is won already. Okay. Hong Kong, the quantum quite high, so you can use CFD as well. So CFD, IB, for let's say quantum, like if I'm not mistaken, I don't really trade Hong Kong, Wei Lun. So for I think as in I used to trade Hong Kong, but I cannot find the time to always stare at the as in morning trade Hong Kong, afternoon trade Hong Kong. Then and night trade US, no time now. So I don't really trade Hong Kong now. So Hong Kong, like I used CMC previously. So for Hong Kong, you don't have to buy, for example, CMC or IG. You don't have to just buy like 100 shares, 1,000 shares, or 600 shares of stocks. You can just buy one single Hong Kong shares. Okay, of course, you have to make sure that the commission is worthwhile lah. You don't just buy one and then commission is $10. Okay, can? Shireen asking to 700 Tencent, right? 腾讯 腾讯, okay,腾讯. Still ping pong all the way, but you can see that it is forming pretty a nice base already. All right, so I think there's a potential. It is not out of the woods yet, but I think there's potential. Once again, definitely better than US. Okay, it's not confirmed uptrend now, but I think that almost there. Can the price go down like that? Of course it can, but we have to watch the price action. All right. Palantir cannot. Don't keep buying all these Palantir stocks. It's downtrend all the way. Today is down another 7%. Okay. Once again, I want to reiterate my my view is that when a downtrend finally subside, most likely it won't do like that one. It won't do like that. Okay. So you will do a basing. Okay. Subsequently, then slowly price will go up like that. Right. So there's opportunity cost. The base period, how long you will hold during the base, I don't know. Can take 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and some of the growth stocks that's not making money might not even come back at all. All right. So yeah, so you have to be careful. All right. There'll be very high premium if deep in the money. Yes, premium, but it's still cheaper than outright buying the stock itself. Okay. Yeah, I'm as if I'm buying the stock. Okay. And yeah, when the price move, I'm really making money already. So the break even for me is actually very low. Okay, but still in the money. So once price move already higher, I'm really making money already. I'm okay with higher premium one. Yeah. Zhihua's asking Zom and ExxonMobil. Yeah, again, and ExxonMobil, Zom, right? It's back to the energy in play now. So energy right now, almost a lot of stocks are still holding pretty well. Yeah. STI, I don't really trade the STI. Banks, REITs, right? Okay, like DBS, they have already ran already lah. Oh, sorry, DBS. So, sorry, DBS, as you find, they already ran. So in a very strong uptrend, it is nice. All right, but if you really want to buy DBS, right, it should be somewhere at the basing here or at the here lah. Now buy a bit late, but I'm not saying that it cannot go up higher. It could, okay, but the risk reward, the risk of it coming down is much higher now. And REITs, you have to choose your REITs carefully. My personal opinion, because of the higher interest rate, okay, it is actually not very good for REITs, okay. Then so I have to choose the risk properly. So I can't advise you on the STI and such, but generally STI, it is still moving in a pretty nice uptrend. Okay, all right, nice uptrend. I think to hit the new high over here, not new highs, in previous high, I think should be able to do that. So STI, you need to understand, for STI has been a laggard for many years. Okay, so the US has been front running, the best performing. So it's not surprising if the smart money wants to flow their money into the emerging markets, and also for example, the Singapore market has been lagging. So it seems that right now it is doing that. So I think STI pretty okay. All right. Any high trending ETF that's hit CPR? All right. This one is giving you trade signal already. I don't have lah. I'm not going to show that today lah. Okay, but I can share with you one of my things that I used to find to screen stock is actually using this screener called Market In Out. So stock screening, like for example, you want to buy one, you want to buy, like say for example, ETF, top buy ETF. Okay, the things that can buy one. KRBN, interesting, right? KRBN. Let me see. KRBN. Interesting. Okay, KRBN. Uptrending, but right now the price action doesn't look very sweet lah. But it is still a valid entry. Okay. Can see or not? My screener will tell me that, you know, price actually pull back, hit the pivot level, and right now seems like there's a trigger. Okay, again, I'm not asking you to buy. I'm just telling you what my screener is telling me. So also like dollar index, copper, all right, copper is CPER, copper, right, hitting the resistance support level again, R1 level, okay, and then there's a wash and rinse today. So these are the trigger. Dollar index, UUP, not very nice, okay, but yeah, so these are the few triggers. So I use the marking out screener. Paul is asking about BABA. RMT is good. RMT, I think, Michael, I go for BABA first. BABA, actually, I'm also waiting on BABA, okay, but not now. So BABA, it is also forming a base also. So if you want to take a look, right, what might happen in the future for all the US tech and growth stocks, right, you can take a look at some of these tech Chinese companies. So downtrending, right? And if it's gonna go recover, it might not recover like that. So it might form a basing period. Okay, there's opportunity cost to wait. All right. IMT, this one is Lockheed Martin, right? Yeah. So I think because of the recent Ukraine, you know, and such, right? It is in play. The arm companies are in play also. Okay. So I think, yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoy something and learn something new. No, don't just look at all the downtrending stocks. Look at some of the commodities, emerging markets, shipping companies, and such smaller company, mid cap, small cap. The bigger ones are the ones that are collapsing. Recap, you know, it is actually the big companies that are actually so-called having a big crash. Small mid cap, okay, and overall the index, all right, index weekly time frame, it is still on a uptrend, good correction, but the overall correction, the whole correction might take 1 to 3 months, so might go into March as well. All right, Ken. All right. So once again, do give me a like and share. And I also once again want to ask you to subscribe to our Telegram channel, like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel as well. Once again, give me some encouragement. If you think this is really good sharing today, all right, type good, GOOD, type good today. Recap again, the screener that I use today is actually ETF.com, ETFscreen.com, these two. And some of the things that I mentioned already previously is slick charts. Okay, I mentioned before already. All right, okay. Okay, so I think, yeah, if you think it's good, just give me a good comment. All right, so yeah, so once again, look at other stock. Don't just keep looking at Facebook, PayPal, Twitter, all these tech company. Can? All right, so once again, drag to 1.5 hours. Thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you learned something good, learn something new, and subscribe to our Telegram channel, YouTube channel. All right, so thank you once again. Have a good night, have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys again next week. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.